Hey guys, Joyce and Anthony aka JJ, and earlier this year in January, I was able to get a seat in Azusa Sketching in Blender course. And I'm gonna scroll down. It is a 9-week course, well, plus 1 week, which is week 0, and I was able to get a non-feedback seat. Before class started, we had a week 0 assignment, and that was to create 2 ramen bowls. And the purpose of that was to get used to the Heavypoly configuration, which is what Azusa uses in Blender. And now I'm very grateful that she did that, because the Heavypoly, it did take me a second to get used to the different shortcuts, because I'm used to the default shortcuts in Blender. But yes, these are my 2 ramen bowls. On to week 1, and that was creating a scrappy floating house. After looking through Pinterest, I found this really beautiful image of an illustration of a house on top of a flying whale. So that is what I created for week 1. Week 1 was actually like a lot of fun because it was very whimsical, and for me, this is out of my comfort zone. I don't usually model characters or model houses. Yeah, so it was just definitely out of my comfort zone, and I really enjoyed it. That was a different story for week 2, which was movie study week. We had to create 2 movie studies in Blender. I tried to challenge myself with 2 studies that come from 2 different camera angles. This one, the camera angle is slightly tilted up. But yeah, it was getting close to when this was due, and my lighting was still not 100%. I was getting there, but I had to move on to the next movie study, so I didn't exactly finish it. I don't know why this study was so hard for me. In the beginning, I thought it'd be easy, but just getting the lighting, I had other lights, but I guess I don't know what happened to them. But yeah, the lighting was tricky for me. Week 3 was all about interiors. So our homework assignment was just to make an interior of anything and get that modeling practice. So I did a kind of like a neon, kind of like 90s vibes-ish game room. So yeah, interiors are not my strong suit, so I definitely could really use the practice in creating this game room. I'm trying to remember, but I think out of all the weeks, this week took me the longest, even though it was just one interior. It's just all the little details that I wanted to add, and I turned on the rendering so you could see the lighting. But yeah, I'm really proud of this. I definitely need to practice interiors, but I ended up really enjoying this week. Week 4, character bus. Out of all the weeks, I was most excited for this week because I really wanted to learn Azusa's workflow when it comes to creating character bus. Because right now I have a method that I learned from YouTube, but it just took forever. So I was hoping maybe I could learn from her like a faster workflow to create 2 headshot studies, which was the homework for this week. Right here, I'm just showing you my compositing nodes. This is what I used to try my best to give like a 90s vibe to my first headshot study. Oop, don't look at the lines from the grease pencil. But yeah, that was my first headshot study. And here is my second headshot study. So yeah, week 4 by far was my favorite week. Week 5 is a full character plus poses. So it was our job to create our character. It could be a new character or the same character you made in the previous week, but have them do 4 different poses. And I found a really great reference pack of a woman mechanic. So that's me right there modeling that. So these are my final 4 poses. And that's actually, I guess you can call it a flying vehicle, flying motorcycle. I'm actually going to be using that next week. So I kind of got a head start on that. Okay, what happened to my lighting? I swear to you, I had more lights than this. I don't know if I disabled it. Let me try to go into rendered view. I played around with compositor, added a glow effect. But yeah, I had better lighting, but this was a lot of fun. So I actually did it again, this time with a low poly character. I'm going back through these blend files just to show you guys what I'm doing. I don't know what happened to my lighting. It did not look like this. But so yeah, this is Alyssa Liu. She is a Olympic gold medalist and her poses were so much fun to make. So yeah, this is my second study for week 5. On to week 6, it was a mech or flying vehicle. We learned Azua's workflow to make a character like this or a flying vehicle. And I know I keep saying it, but yeah, I learned a lot. I've never made a vehicle, motorcycle, car, anything like that. So this was a lot of fun to make. Right here, I'm just trying to fit my character on this flying, I call it flying motorcycle. And this is after when I created the scene. So yeah, I'm just like, I kind of had her in the desert and yeah, just zooming out just so you can see what everything is going on. But yeah, this was, I keep saying it's a lot of fun, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have done this on my own without this course. On to week 7, which was camp week. So we learned how to do trees, leaves, water, wind, and I don't know why my mind went to a mermaid saving a captain that fell out of his boat. I don't know how that really goes with nature, but that was my idea and that's what I went with. So this is actually my character from the previous week because I didn't want to start from scratch. So I just changed her hair to blonde and now I am creating her mermaid tail. On to the scene, I tried to incorporate some of the things that we learned this week, like water, particle simulation, trees. You kind of see some trees in the back, bushes. So yeah, that was week 7. Finally, week 8. So the goal was to create a scene with 3D and then paint over it, either in Photoshop or any software like that. So this was what I was going to start off with. This is a street in Japan, and I don't know why I just got so intimidated. So I kind of abandoned it. And this is another street in Tokyo, and I believe it's called Memory Lane, if I'm not mistaken. And so yeah, you're actually supposed to finish the scene, then paint over it with a software like Photoshop. I ended up not doing that, but I'm very proud of myself that I completed all the weeks. If you want to take this class, which I highly recommend, just make sure you set enough time. I would say about 8 hours a week to do the homework. It's not that it's hard, it's just that it's time consuming. And all the same time, you're learning a new software. If you've never used Blender before, like me, if you've never used Heavypoly Configuration. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It was so much fun and I got to create scenes that I would not have created on my own. So yeah, this is my course review. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.